All right, you lovely children. How are you? Welcome back to another super cool, super amazing, and wonderful biology live session on the wonderful and beautiful platform of Avanti. Today, we are going to learn chemical coordination and integration, right? Yesterday, we had started off with this chapter and we had learned about hormone mechanism, right? How hormones act in the body. Yes, there are two ways by which it acts. And then we had also learned at which parts in the body, at which parts you have the endocrine glands. Yes? Yeah? So we had learned all these things. I'll just take you through the glimpse of it, right? What we had learned the last class. So let us go back. Yes. So this we had learned. At which parts, body parts, you have your endocrine glands, right? After this, what we had learned? We had learned hormone mechanism action, right? There are two ways. Yes, intracellular and membrane bound receptors. Yes, nature of hormones. Thank you. Where is it? Protein, peptide, short peptide, long peptide, all these things we had learned. Yes, proteinaceous nature, steroid nature, fatty acid derivative, these all we had learned. And we had started off with the master gland. And what's the master gland? Prajwal. What's the master gland? He just came up and then got vanished. Yes. Yeah. Which gland? Pituitary gland, right? We learned that hypothalamus secretes two types of hormones, right? Releasing hormones and inhibiting hormones. Where is it? I think it is somewhere here. Don't know where it is. Okay. We'll try to find out, or we will go to the new slide only. Difficult to find out. I got it. Yes. Got it. Yeah. So hypothalamus, we had learned that can release two types of hormone. What are they? Releasing hormone and inhibiting hormone. The name tells you releasing means it will release the hormone. But how? Hypothalamus is not going to release. It will tell pituitary gland to release the hormone, to secrete the hormone. That is releasing hormone function. Stimulation, yes. Inhibiting, just opposite of stimulation. It will inhibit the secretion. Impulses, the inhibiting hormones, go to the pituitary gland and pituitary gland stops secreting the hormones. But we had learned that hypothalamus, there are two types of hormones which hypothalamus can only secrete. Pituitary gland does not secrete that. Pituitary gland just receives it from the hypothalamus. And what is that? ADH and oxytocin, right? ADH is also called as vasopressin, right? Yes. Yeah, so last class, I think when I was teaching, I was like telling pars distalis every time, right? Posterior pituitary. It's wrong, no? Yes, your posterior pituitary is pars nervosa, no? That is why we say neurohypophysis, right? So neurohypophysis related to your nervosa, nerve, neuro. Yes, yes, Abhishek, I can see your messages. Yeah, Hari, I know. I came to know about that. Rashmi ma'am told me later. Yes. So neurohypophysis can be called as pars nervosa. Yes. Then pars intermedia. This can be called as pars distalis. Your anterior pituitary can be called as pars distalis. Okay. Pars distalis, anterior pituitary, adenohypophysis, all are same. They are connected through portal circulation to the hypothalamus. Whenever hypothalamus releases the releasing hormone, it comes to the anterior pituitary and it will release several hormones, right? Yes. Now you have pars nervosa. This is something which is in direct contact with hypothalamus. So hypothalamus releases the secretion. Posterior pituitary stores it until it gets the information from the hypothalamus. Right? Once it gets the information that's secreted, then the posterior pituitary will secrete that. Right? Yes? Then we had learned that what is the stalk-like structure which connects the pituitary to the brain? It is infundibulum. Right? Yes? Now we had to learn about pituitary gland hormones, functions, then hypersecretion disorders, hyposecretion disorders. Not only pituitary gland, actually we have to see the same thing for all the glands, right? Yes. Okay. So we are going to use a yellow page today. Is it looking yellow to you also? Or to me only it is looking yellow? White or yellow? Let me check what it is. If I can write with yellow, can you see yellow here? No. Can you see white here? No. Okay, leave it. Whatever it is, we are going to use black. Black everyone can see, right? Yes. So pituitary gland. So the diagram which I'm going to make, again, I'm going to make this clear to you. It's going to be so beautiful, right? Yes. Yeah. So let's say this is anterior pituitary. Okay. And there is a small chotu posterior pituitary, but you can't see it because it is yellow, right? I'll use another color, green. Posterior pituitary. Okay. Yes, Shushmita. Shushmita has shared a very big message with us that every black color makes the student's life colorful. Yes, true, true. But we are using blue also these days, right? We are using multiple colors these days. Yes, thank you for sharing it, Shushmita. Okay. So you have any doubts, you keep asking Rashmi ma'am, okay? Start troubling Rashmi ma'am. Yes? Yeah. So this is your anterior pituitary and this is your posterior pituitary. Cool? Now anterior pituitary secretes all trophic hormone. All trophic hormone. What do you mean by trophic hormone? Trophic hormone means its work is to go to another endocrine gland and tell that okay, you need to start secreting this hormone. Its work is only to pass messages. Its work is only to pass messages. Okay, its work is only to pass messages, right? So it releases which kind of hormones? I'll write here. Trophic hormone. Trophic means it is an instructor like me. If I tell you something to do, you should do it, right? So it's like an instructor. It will go to every endocrine gland, every other endocrine gland. It will give the message that this hormone you need to start secreting. All right. The work of trophic hormone, wherever you see trophic, it means its work is to pass the message to other endocrine glands to secrete their hormones. Cool? Yes? So that is the meaning of trophic hormone. Anterior pituitary secretes what? Trophic hormone. What are they? Do you remember any one of them? Gonadotrophin. Gonadotrophic hormone. Let's say gonadotrophic hormone. What is the meaning of this gonadotrophic hormone? It is going to act on gonads and it will ask gonads to secrete their hormones. Gonadotrophic hormone. What are they? What are they? FSH and LH. These are what? Gonadotrophic hormones, right? See how simple we are going to make it. Now another trophic hormone. You see thyroid stimulating hormone, no? Thyroid stimulating hormone. So you can call it as thyrotropin hormone. Second, this is first one, okay? Second, thyrotropin hormone. What is thyrotrophic hormone? Which one is thyrotrophic hormone? Thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH. It will act on thyroid gland and your T3 and T4 hormones will be released, right? Tetraiodothyronine and triiodothyronine. Cool? Now, third one, where I should write, I'm writing it here. Don't get confused, okay? This is also anterior part. All right. Third trophic hormone. It also acts on, I saw some of you answering ACTH. It also acts on adrenal cortex. So adrenal cortex trophic hormone. What is that? It is nothing but ACTH. Adrenocorticotrophic hormone. Right? Yes. Cool? So that is adrenocorticotrophic hormone. Where it will act on adrenal gland, and adrenal gland will secrete corticoids hormone. 3 corticoids hormone we saw: gluco, mineralo, sex corticoids. Yes, perfect. So active you are. Yeah, but you shouldn't be more active than me, okay? I will not like that. Yes. Yes, okay. So that is ACTH, trophic hormone. Next trophic hormone, tell me. Tell me any other trophic hormone? Growth hormone is there, no? So growth hormone acts where? Yes, my dear children, where your growth hormones will act? On your cells, on your somatic body cells. So can I say it is somatotrophic hormone? Right? So somatotrophic hormone. Right? What is this? Growth hormone. Growth hormone is a somatotrophic hormone. It will act on your somatic cells and it will stimulate growth in them. Cell division will start. More cytoplasm content will start forming. Right? Any other hormone which we are missing? Lutotrophic hormone. Yes. LTH. Lutotrophic hormone. Fifth one. Lutotrophic hormone. Okay. You can call it as what? Prolactin. What is lutotrophic hormone? Prolactin. Prolactin. Or you can also say it is lactotrophic hormone, right? Because it will induce the formation of milk, lactose, right? Milk has lactose sugar, no? Right? Prolactin, PRL. It will act on your prolactin. It will act on your mammary gland and then synthesis of milk will take place, right? Any hormone which we missed? Let's just quickly draw the diagrams. Beautiful, beautiful diagrams. FSH will act on, if it is female, it will act on FSH and LH. FSH, tell me, ovary, right? Yes. In male, it will help in what? Spermatogenesis. Space is less here. I will write the same in the next slide. Okay? The functions I will write in the next slide. For now, you see all the hormones. Gonadotropin hormones, thyrotrophic hormones, ACTH, somatotrophic hormone, prolactin hormone. Any hormone which we are missing? Any hormone which we are missing, yes or no? From anterior pituitary? No. So see how easy it is to remember. Only 4 categories are there from anterior pituitary, right? You want me to make it more easy? How to remember? Like they are from the anterior pituitary. See the first letter. It is so easy. See the first letter. F, L, A, T, P, and G. So what is it? Flat PG. See. Flat PG. Okay. What is G? Growth hormone. What is P? Prolactin. What is L? Is this T? No, flat. It should be T, right? Flat. What is T? Thyroid stimulating hormone. What is A? ACTH. What is L? LH. What is F? FSH. Flat PG. That is the hormone secreted by anterior pituitary. Got it? Children? Say no, yes. Raise your hands if you have got it. Yes, perfect. Okay, yes, awesome. So that is your anterior pituitary hormone. Now tell me, what are your posterior pituitary hormones? Only two hormones. What are they? ADH. You also call it as vasopressin. And what? And what? Oxytocin. Anyone? Tell me the other name of this. Anyone knows that? Yes. Other name for it? It is also called as pitocin. It is also called as pitocin. Now something which is not there in NCERT we are going to learn. You know that they are going to be stored. They are not synthesizing it, no. From hypothalamus, they are receiving the secretion. From hypothalamus, they are receiving the secretion, right? Yes. So they are storing it somewhere. Where are they storing? The body in which they are storing these hormones are called as Hering body. Called as what? Hering body. So if someone asks you what are the Hering body in pituitary gland, they are the parts where your ADH and oxytocin, they are stored. Okay? Yes? Got it? So see, from the hypothalamus, it will come to the posterior pituitary. It should be stored somewhere, no? So where are they stored? They are the cells which are storing your ADH and oxytocin. Cool? Yes? Okay. Now, how will you remember hormones of posterior pituitary? This is anterior pituitary, right? How will you remember hormones of posterior pituitary? Am I not audible? I am audible, right? Yes or no? Harish has, okay, I am audible, Harish. Check your connections properly once. Posterior pituitary. Pav bhaji everyone has, right? You all have tried pav bhaji. So pav is your posterior pituitary. I don't need to say it, right? What is it? ADH. O is oxytocin. Why I'm telling you to learn this? Because these type of questions come in your competitive exam, right? That find out of them how many belong to anterior, how many belong to posterior, right? In between, there is a middle hormone, intermedia. What is that? Pars intermedia. What do you get from that? Melanocyte stimulating hormone. Cool? Yes? Now see how easily we can learn the functions. This is clear that anterior, okay. This is clear that anterior pituitary hormones are trophic hormones. They will act on other endocrine glands. They will ask other endocrine glands to release their hormones. Right? Yes? So now we will see. FSH is going to act on which gland? LH is going to act on what? Similarly, all of them are going to act on what? Right? Yes, right. So male, female. In male, FSH and LH, what do they do? In male, they help in spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis. Obviously, where do they act? They act on testis. In male, they act on testis. Right? Especially if you learn about LH. LH helps actually in the secretion of androgen. Right? There are some cells in the testis called as Leydig cells. Okay? Yes? Or it is also called as interstitial cells. ICSH. Interstitial cells. Stimulating hormone. So this ICSH or Leydig cells will release what? Androgen. And if I tell you more particular, it is going to release the male hormone testosterone. Male hormone testosterone. Okay? Yes. Now coming to the female, FSH and LH will act on what? Ovary. Right? FSH and LH will help in oogenesis. Here spermatogenesis. No. Here it will be what? Oogenesis. See how you can correlate. It's very easy. Oogenesis. Now particularly if you see FSH, follicle stimulating hormone. It will help in development of follicles, primary to secondary, secondary to tertiary, tertiary to Graafian follicle, and Graafian follicle undergoes ovulation, right? So FSH, particularly FSH, helps in what? Follicle development. Now coming to LH, luteinizing hormone. What is the main function of it? Acts on corpus luteum. Acts on corpus luteum. What it secretes? Progesterone. Progesterone. This is called as pregnancy hormone. Right? Progesterone, pregnancy hormone. Got it? Here, gonadotrophin hormone we have learned. Their effect also we have learned. Where they act, that also we have learned. Yes? Yes. Rahul is saying that LH is also called as interstitial cell stimulating hormone. Yes. Obviously. Where is it? I wrote it somewhere, no, when I was explaining. Here. Don't know where I wrote. FSH, LH, Leydig cell. Haan. See, why LH is called as ICSH? Because your Leydig cells are interstitial cells. Leydig cells are interstitial cells. Leydig cells can be called as interstitial cells. So these interstitial cells are stimulated by LH. So that is why LH can be called as interstitial cell stimulating hormone. Right? And what they help in, like in what they are helping? They are helping in the release of androgen. Yes. Now, the next hormone, ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone. Adrenocorticotropic hormone. Cool? ACTH. Next one. We are learning ACTH. All right. Where it will act? It will act on adrenal cortex. It will act on adrenal cortex. Always remember that you have a gland on the kidney. You have this gland on the kidney, above kidney, suprarenal gland. Suprarenal gland. Okay, Ankita is making fun of me. I'm just gonna change this. She's asking whether this is kidney. Yes. Okay. So this is your kidney now. Imagine this is as your kidney. Above this you have adrenal gland. Now I am taking adrenal gland. Now I have the liberty to draw adrenal gland like this, right? So your adrenal gland is like this. Cool. Inside this, I had told you, right, that the center part always is considered as medulla part, right? And the peripheral part is always in human body. The peripheral part, always we call it as cortex. Perfect. This is what? Cortex. Now, in the cortex part, your ACTH is going to come and act. That is all. The work of ACTH is to come and act on the cortex. Rest all work will be done by the cortex, right? Now you see. You know cortex has how many layers? Adrenal cortex has how many layers? Yes, it has 3 layers. It has 3 layers. Outermost layer, then middle layer, and then innermost layer. Okay. What is outermost layer called as? In kidney, you have remembered GFR, glomerular filtration rate. GFR. The layers also are what? GFR. The layers also are what? GFR. The outermost layer is what? The outermost layer is G. Middle layer is what? F. And the innermost layer is what? R. Easy. From outer to inner, the layers are what? GFR. Now what are they? Yes, what are they? In all, zone is common. They are zones. No, they are different zones. So zona is common in all of them. Zona glomerulosa. Zona glomerulosa. F. Zona fasciculata. Zona fasciculata. Yes. R. Zona reticularis. Zona reticularis. Right? These are the 3 layers from outer side to inner side. Yes? Cool? GFR. Easy. You will never forget it, right? GFR. Glomerulosa fasciculata reticularis. Yes, Bhumika. Now, this is your medulla part. This part is your medulla part. Medulla part. This is your medulla part. All right. Yes. Now coming to which hormones do they secrete? Right? Which hormones do they secrete? Okay. So anyone remembers? Glomerulosa secretes what? I had told you already before. Mineralocorticoid. Awesome, Ankita. Mineralocorticoid. Mineralocorticoid. What is the nature of corticoid? They all are steroids. We learned it no yesterday. Fasciculata. Glucocorticoid. Glucocorticoid. Reticularis. Sex corticoid. Okay? Yes? Okay. With this you tell me adrenal medulla. Adrenal medulla secretes which hormones? Adrenal medulla? Yes, epinephrine and norepinephrine. Awesome. Now, in the exam, they may ask you this question that glomerulosa secretes what and fasciculata secretes what, reticularis secretes what, right? And what is the most common glucocorticoid, most common mineralocorticoid, what are sex corticoids? They ask, right? How will you learn them? How will you learn them? You want to learn an easier way, or you will learn it in your own way? You will learn it own way? Your way, easier way. Okay, then see, since you all have agreed, now you have to be with me, okay? See what I'm writing. You all are taking it, right? Go find rest. You all are taking rest already, right? From so many days, lockdown is giving you rest. So go find rest and do what? You need to do something. Make good sweets. Make good sweets and I'll come home and have them. Right? Yes? So go find rest. Make good sweets. Do I need to tell you? Do I need to explain? What is it? Glomerulosa secretes what? Mineralocorticoids. Right? Yes. Fasciculata secretes glucocorticoids. G. Reticularis secretes sex corticoids. Yes, yes. Once this lockdown is over, no. Those who are calling me at home, I will come at your home. Yes, and you will have to serve nice food to me. Yes. All right. So now tell me, the other question is what? The main mineralocorticoid. What is the main mineralocorticoid? Main mineralocorticoid. Aldosterone. Awesome, Nidhi. Yes. Aldosterone. Glucocorticoid. Main glucocorticoid. Cortisol. Main glucocorticoid is what? Cortisol. And main sex corticoid? Your sex hormones. Androgen and what? Testosterone and what? Estrogen. Right? Progesterone, estrogen. They are your sex corticoids. Right? Androgen, estrogen. Yes? So this is your male hormone, this is your female hormone. Yes? So I hope you will never forget this in life. Yes, go find rest, make good sweet, and main mineralocorticoid is aldosterone. Why do we call it as mineralocorticoid? Why do we call it as mineralocorticoid? Because it is involved in mineral metabolization. It is involved in the water and electrolytes balance, right? Since we are learning this, we can learn the function also here only, so that everything is there in one slide. Aldosterone, why are they called as mineralocorticoids? Because they control electrolytes in your body, concentration of minerals in your body, concentration of Na plus in your body, right? Yes, water and mineral balance. Water and mineral balance, right? Whenever your body has less Na plus, some of you, if you can recall RAS mechanism, renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system, you would recall that there we were seeing when renin was getting released, aldosterone was also getting released. Do you remember that? Yes, RAS mechanism? Yes, okay. If you don't remember, revise this today, okay? So water and mineral balance. So whenever Na plus is less in the body, electrolytes are less in the body, aldosterone will get secreted, okay? So aldosterone will increase Na plus in the body. Okay. More solute will absorb more water or not? Water potential will decrease, no? Following me? If solute is more, if you have more sand, more salt, you can pour more water, no? It can absorb more water, right? Similarly, when you have more salt in your body, it will absorb more water. And due to that, what happens? What happens due to this? Due to this, what happens? Blood pressure increases. Blood pressure, more solute and more water. That will lead to what? More blood pressure, right? So this is the case when you have more aldosterone, right? When you have less secretion of aldosterone, what will happen? Na plus will become less and blood pressure will also become less, right? Got it? Understand the concept. I don't want you to mug up things. Understand the concepts. Okay? Yes. All right. Coming to cortisol, right? Cortisol, we say it produces anti-inflammatory responses. We also say there is a stress hormone in your body. And what is that stress hormone? What is the stress hormone? Cortisol. Okay, cortisol is called as stress hormone. It has anti-allergic property. It has anti-inflammatory property, immunosuppressant property, right? All these. Immunosuppressant. Immunosuppressant means what? Let's say you have got some implantation in your body, some transplantation in your body, any other organ you have taken in your body. So that is not your body part, right? Yes, your immune system will start acting on it. Your immune system will start acting on it, right? It will start killing it. Antibody will start getting formed, right? What is the role of cortisol? Your immune system will be suppressed. Your immune system will be suppressed. Let's say you are allergic to few things. You are allergic to few things. Why? Because your immune system is working so fast, right? So what we do? We try to reduce the immune system. So what injection you can give? Just inject cortisol and the stress, the allergy will go down. Getting what I'm saying? So it is immunosuppressant. Also, it is anti-inflammatory. It is anti-allergic. Most importantly, it is called as what? Stress hormone. Stress hormone, cortisol. Okay? Yes. So that is your cortisol. Whenever you are stressed up more, cortisol starts to secrete, right? That is why it is called as stress hormone. Next is your sex corticoid, androgen and estrogen. Androgen, what will it do? Androgen, male hormone. It will help in the development of secondary sexual characters, right? Yes, the secondary sexual character. Yes, it may also help in spermatogenesis, right? Yes. Similarly, estrogen, what will be the function? Same thing, female hormone, secondary sexual characters, right? Development of, broader hips, then breast, all these come under what? Secondary development. Similarly, in boys, you have beard development, all these are what? Mustache and all, they are all secondary characters. Development of muscles, biceps, right? So what are they? They are secondary characters. Yes, so all these are secondary characters. Estrogen can also help in development of follicles, right? Yes. So all these are functions of your male hormones and female hormones. Let's say there is a male, it is secreted by kidney, no. If there is any defect in the kidney, the adrenal gland, let's say there is a male, and in the male, androgen is less and estrogen has become more. What would happen? In the male, the condition is in the male, androgen less and estrogen more. The male will start showing symptoms of female, right? Yes. All right. Similarly, if any female, yeah, condition is gynecomastia. Whenever a male starts showing the symptoms of female, we say the condition is gynecomastia. 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 For female, if there is any female and estrogen is less and androgen is more. Condition is what? Adrenal virilism. This is new term, I think, right? For some of you. Adrenal. So I am writing it. Okay. Maybe this is new term for some of you. Virilism. Okay. Yes. So adrenal virilism. Adrenal gland has become viral. Viral means what it is secreting in female's body. More androgen. Right. So this is the condition in females. Females will start showing male symptoms. All right. Got it? So we had started from ACTH and we have reached to everything of adrenal gland. Right? Yes. So this is your cortex. Now we still have what? Medulla. We know medulla secretes epinephrine and norepinephrine. Do I have Shreya here? Do we have Shreya with us? Shreya Goodin? Shreya Goodin is here. If she is here, you can reply here. If Shreya is here. Ankita, is Shreya here? Monisha, can you find out? Shreya Goodin? Prakruti, find out if she is there. So medulla secretes. Okay, she is here. All right, cool. Epinephrine and norepinephrine. Right? Now, how will you remember this? Okay, thank you. How will you remember this? Epinephrine and norepinephrine. M. Medulla. E. N. Make a word out of these two. What are you getting? Men. Right? M-E-N. So your men, medulla, epinephrine, norepinephrine. Got it? Epinephrine, norepinephrine, even they are released during the stress condition. Whenever there is stressful condition, cortisol is released as well as epinephrine and norepinephrine. They are also released. Whenever there is fear, fight, flight situation, you get stressed up, right? Your emergency hormones get released. Yes? These hormones are called as, yes, Ankita, 3F hormone. Fear, fight, and flight. All these situations, you get stressed, right? When you are so scared, when you have to fight with someone and who is very, very strong, you know, still you have to fight with that person. So you will get stressed. Oh my God, how I'm going to fight with that person. And then flight. Whenever there is a situation to run, flight, the air flight. Okay. Yes. That is why they are called as emergency hormones. Ankita, always she loves Doraemon flight. Yes. So Doraemon flight. Yeah. Okay. So ACTH. We have learned what? ACTH. FLA is done. Coming to T. Coming to what? T. Thyroid stimulating hormone. Okay. Thyroid stimulating hormone. This is fourth one, right? Yeah, this is third one. Thyroid stimulating hormone. So thyroid stimulating hormone will act on a pair of, okay, let me draw it nice. Otherwise you will again start pointing it out. Okay, I'll try to draw it nice. Little butterfly shape, right? Yes. Yeah. So somewhere in between you will have trachea, right? Windpipe. So you have a pair of thyroid gland, pair of thyroid gland. Yes. So what do they secrete? When thyroid stimulating hormone acts on a pair of thyroid gland, which is of butterfly shape, on the either side of your trachea, what do they secrete? They secrete thyroxine hormone. They secrete thyroxine hormone, T3, T4, right? Now we need to see which cells are present inside the thyroid gland which secretes the thyroxine hormones. So there are different types of cells here. There are, first of all, you should know the tissue which is present here, no? They are called as stromal tissue. They are called as stromal tissue. Okay. Stromal tissue. Stroma, fluid is present, no? So stromal tissue. Now in the stromal tissue, you have cells. There are two types of cells. One is in the form of follicles. One is in the form of follicles called as follicular cells. Called as follicular cells. Okay. Follicular cells. Right? Now there is another cells here which is in 1 second. Just a second, okay? Now in the stromal tissues, we'll get two types of cells, follicular cells, and the another cell which you get is, what is the shape of it? What is the shape of it? What is the shape? C. So the other cell which you get has C shape, right? They are C-shaped cells. What are they called as? These C-shaped cells are called as, what are they called as? Yes. They are which types of follicular cells? They secrete some hormones and based on that hormone their name is given. Anyone knows that? Parafollicular hormones. Only Ankita is answering. They are called as what? Parafollicular hormones. Right? Your follicular cells. Inside your follicular cells, you are gonna have synthesis of thyroxine hormone. Right? Yes? You're gonna have secretion of thyroxine hormone. This will secrete thyroxine hormone. Do you know one more fact? Very interesting. I just want to share it with you. So I don't know who should feel proud of it or who should feel good about it, the boy or the girl. Generally, who has more brain cells? Is it a boy or a girl? More brain cells. More brain cells. A boy? Yes. Some are saying girl. Actually, boys have more brain cells. The weight of the brain of boys, that is more. Now coming to the next, heart. Your human heart is there, no? Who has more weight of the heart? Boy or a girl? More weight. Weight is more girl, boy. Who? Boy. Okay, boy's heart again wins here. So boy's heart is heavier than the girl's heart, right? Now coming to this, you have this, no, thyroid, right? Thyroid gland. The thyroid gland, wait, it's more in a boy or a female? Girl, right? So like this is the point where in girls this gland is more. Okay, yes. So have you observed this, that females get more disease of, you know, thyroid problem? After certain point of time they get this disease of, you know, thyroid. I have got thyroid, my body is swelling and all those things, right? Yes. Yeah, so generally girls get it more because of this. See, already we had so many problems, and after that also we have this thyroid gland size is more, right? So problem related to thyroid, females get more. Yeah. So follicular cells secretes thyroxine. And one more fact here is, every endocrine gland, whenever it is required, then only they secrete or synthesize the hormone. But you know about thyroid gland, they do planning a lot. Since it is present more in females, no, females plan a lot, right? They are very good in planning. They plan and plan. Always they keep planning, right? So even the thyroid gland, what they do? They do planning and they make thyroxine hormone and store it. This is the only hormone which is stored in our gland. Other hormones, whenever it is required, then only it is synthesized in the body, right? But this thyroxine hormone is formed in our thyroid gland and stored in our thyroid gland, right? Yes. Okay. So we can have a debate actually. Veer is saying so many things, and that topic is, you know, of a debate. So we can have that debate later. That girl, boy, who is, you know, superior and all those things. Yes. So thyroxine, it is in two forms, right? I have written it already here. It can be in T3 form and it can be in T4 form. Yes? Yeah. So T3, what is the full form? Triiodothyronine. T4, tetraiodothyronine. Okay? Thyronine. You know in which form thyroxine is stored in our body? Is it T3 or is it T4? In which form it is stored? T4. Awesome. Yes, it is stored in which form? In our body. In T4 form it is stored. Right? Yes. Now whenever it is required, let's say one of the body cell requires thyroid hormone. One of the body cells required thyroxine hormone. Then what would happen? Your T4 will change into T3. And then this T3 will go into this cell and will help in the basal metabolic rate. Thyroid hormones we know, right? They help in increasing our BMR, your basal metabolic rate. Yes? So always you should remember T4 form is the stored form and T3 is the active form. T3 is the active form. Anyone knows how, why T3 is the active form and why not T4? It is all related to an ion. You know there is an ion which is required to form this hormone. In the salt you have that. And what is that? Yes, it is what? Iodine. Perfect. So to make this hormone, you require iodine from outside. You need to take it in the food supplement. You need to take it in the food supplement, right? iodine minus, I minus, right? This I minus, if I go into the physiology, it will be so detailed. I'll just tell you in a short form. This I minus becomes I. How it will become I? Chemistry. Apply little chemistry here. Minus means negative charge. It has electrons. If it becomes I, it means it has lost one electron. So what has happened here? Oxidation. Right? So this electron, where it is going? Where it is going, this electron, where is it going? This electron is going into what? Your preparation of thyroxine hormone. Thyroxine is accepting the electron. I minus is becoming I. And that is how they are making bond. That is how they are making bond. Right? In T4, you will have 4 iodines. But in T3, you will have 3 iodines. Right? So T3 is going to be more active because you will have unstable iodines there. Right? That is why you should just know this. There is a huge, physiology behind it. Right? You should just know that T3 is more active, which is going to come in your exam, and T4 is the stored form. Right? Yes? Or best way to remember is, you have heard of this teen ka tigdam, Hindi, like teen ka tigdam. Wherever three people are there, it's not good. Wherever 3 people are there, it is going to be very, very dangerous, right? So that is how you can remember. Now you need not remember. Now you need not know any, logic to remember that why T3 is active. 3 idiots, yes, are more active. 3 pagals, right? Yes. So T3 is more active and T4 is little calm, quiet, silent. You can store them properly, right? Now, what is the function of these hormones? Functions? It increases your basal metabolic rate. If your basal metabolic rate is increasing, it will help you in growing, right? If you want to grow, your RBC number should decrease or should increase? Your RBC number should increase or decrease? It should increase, right? That is why RBC number increases. When you have optimum amount of thyroxine in your body, your hemoglobin level will also be normal. Your basal metabolic rate will also be normal, right? So all these functions, they control. Yes, growth, metabolism, your development of brain, all these, right? That will be done by your thyroxine hormone. Okay. There are disorders also. Disorders we will see in the end. We are not seeing any disorders, right? We have not seen any disorders yet. We are just seeing the hormones and the effect of it, right? Next, one more we will discuss, okay? Prolactin, or we can discuss both also. Prolactin and growth hormone. So prolactin, nothing much is there. I have already explained when I was talking about this hormone prolactin. Yes. One thing we missed, no? You have parathyroid gland, right? Since we are discussing thyroid gland, here only we will discuss parathyroid also. Parathyroid, where are they present? On the back side of thyroid gland. How many? How many? 2 pairs. 2 pairs of parathyroid gland. What do they secrete? They secrete PTH. They secrete PTH. What is it? PTH? Parathyroid hormone. Parathyroid hormone. You know what it does? What is the function of it? It is hypercalcemic hormone. Hypercalcemic hormone. Hyper means zyada, more. Calcemic is related to calcium, more calcium. Whenever hypercalcemic, hypocalcemic, these terms come, they are always with respect to blood. If I say hyperglycemia, glucose is more. But where? In the bones, in the cells, where it is more? In the blood it is more. Always these conditions are related to blood, right? Yes. So hypercalcemic hormone, it will increase calcium content in the blood. So with this, we can simultaneously learn about parafollicular hormones. What do they secrete? Parafollicular cells. What do they secrete? Parafollicular cells. What do they secrete? Which hormone? They secrete thyrocalcitonin, TCT, thyrocalcitonin. You know what is the function of it? Just opposite of this. I know all of you have answered it already. It is opposite of PTH. Can I say it is hypocalcemic hormone? It will reduce the calcium level in the blood. It will reduce the calcium level in the blood. It is hypocalcemic hormone. Okay? So since we have seen this, we will see the function also. Let's say I have bones here. Why bones I am taking? Why am I taking bones? Because what's the richest source of calcium? From where do you get it? Bones, right? Yes. Yeah, bones. Now let's say you are eating, okay, milk you are having, calcium rich food you are having. Let's say you have, all this stomach. Don't judge my diagrams, okay? Intestine and all these things. All right? Yes. Now, two things are there here. Let me make kidney also here, because kidney also helps in absorbing calcium. Bones. And then let's say you have blood here. What is it? Blood. Blood vessels. All right. Hypercalcemic means in the blood calcium will go high. In the blood calcium will go high. Right? Yes. And hypocalcemic means what? In the blood calcium will go down. Right? Yes. Yes. So from the blood, let's say our body has identified that what is less in the blood? Calcium is less in the blood. What is less in the blood? Calcium is less in the blood. We want some calcium because calcium helps in blood clotting and all, right? If calcium level goes low, your blood will not clot. Everything in the body is interlinked, right? So you should have optimum amount for everything. So if calcium goes low, which hormone will act on it to increase the calcium level? Which hormone? Which hormone? See, we saw just now, hypercalcemic hormone, PTH, right? So PTH will get released. It will act on the bones. No, bones are rich in calcium. So what will happen from the bones? It will take some calcium and give it to blood. It will absorb some calcium from the bone and it will give it to the blood. Okay, so we can say that what is happening? Demineralization of bone. Calcium is a mineral, no? You are removing the mineral from the bone. So I can say what it is doing, demineralization of the bone, right? Demineralization of the bone. Demineralization of bone. D matlab removal. So you're removing the minerals from the bones with the help of parathyroid hormone. Okay, dissolution of the bones. Yes. Right. Now, let's say in the blood calcium is more. In the blood calcium is more. So what would happen? Thyrocalcitonin will get released. Second case, in the blood calcium is more. What would happen? Thyrocalcitonin will be released. What will it do? It will absorb calcium from your GIT, gastrointestinal tract. Right? Yes? It will make the kidney release a hormone called as calcitriol. This calcitriol helps in making calcium, vitamin D. Okay? Vitamin D helps in making calcium, no? So this calcitriol, with the help of calcitriol. So even this calcitriol will help in conversion of vitamin D into calcium. And all this calcium will be sent to the bones. All this calcium will be sent to the bones. And sorry, this is blood, no? If this is blood, it will all be sent to the bones. Bone is here, no? All the calcium will be sent to the bones. Got it? And again, the blood calcium level will become normal. Got it? This is how your thyrocalcitonin and parathyroid hormone work together, antagonistic to each other, opposite to each other. Got it? Yes? So we have completely learned thyroid gland, having subgland inside it, parathyroid gland. How do they function? Disorders we have not learned. Don't worry, nothing is there in disorders. You just need to understand, okay, if it goes low, which disease happens? If it goes high, which disease happens? So I will just give you a chart, right? That chart you can go through, and if you have any doubts, you can ask me, right? But what is important to learn? These mechanisms we need to learn, right? So next, what is remaining? Prolactin. You know it, no? Prolactin will act on mammary gland and it will stimulate the synthesis of milk, right? Not secretion of milk. It will help in the synthesis of milk. Secretion of milk. For that, oxytocin will act, right? For milk ejection, for milk secretion, it is oxytocin. For milk formation, it is prolactin. Yes, similarly, growth hormone, you can write here only. It will act on mammary gland, right? It will act on mammary gland and formation of milk. Growth hormone, it will act on your body cells, somatic cells, and it will stimulate the growth. How? By cell division and by increasing the cytoplasmic content. Yes, Prakriti. DPP. DPP is uploaded. Yes. Your DPPs are uploaded. You can solve them. Answer key. You can check. If it is not uploaded, it will be uploaded by tonight. Don't worry. So there are some DPPs related to these topics uploaded on the drive. So you can access them, start solving them. Yes, yesterday's solution will be uploaded today, Prakriti. It will be uploaded. Okay. Yes. So with this, we have learned pituitary gland, hormones. We have learned where they act, right? And we have also learned what is the function. Yes. All right. Cool. All of you learned? Did you feel that this chapter is making some sense? Though it is all, factual chapter, but you can still make out some sense. You need to understand. Yes? Okay. So tomorrow we will learn about posterior pituitary hormones, And there are some hormones which are left, right? Pancreas, mixed gland, that is missing. And then we can discuss some disorders, and happily we can start after the completion of this chapter with syllabus. Which syllabus we are going to start? Yes, second PU syllabus. So are you all excited? Yes, I am so very excited. I don't know about you. Yes, a lot. Perfect. Yes, so let me just do the polling, okay? How many of you understood the class properly? Let me have the feedback. Yes, I'm launching the poll. Can you see it? If you can see it, start answering. Yes. Okay. Perfect. All right then. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care. Have nice dinner. Study well and then sleep well.